Hello, everybody, and today I'm reviewing Son of Batman for the honor of Batman Day. So you're probably wondering why I chose this movie instead of like one of the live action movies. I feel like reviewing the Batman Son trilogy. I'll probably get to the other movies, but this is based off the New 52 movies, as Needle Mouse Productions calls it. This is before the Tomorrowverse. And my honest opinion about the New 52 movies, I think they got some decent movies. I do like everything they built towards it. I do like the Flashpoint Paradox. Justice League War was pretty decent. The Dark Apocalypse War was definitely really good. And now we're at Son of Batman. So this is based off the Damian Wayne Robin. And apparently there's only two Robins. We'll get more into that in a bit. So Damian Wayne is basically the fourth Robin. We don't see Jason Todd or Tim Drake. I think it's just Dick Grayson. And it's like, I was like, oh, okay. But this is about like Batman trying to bond with his son, Damian Wayne, even though he's been raised by Ra's al Ghul. And the movie opens with the League of Shadows, and Ra's al Ghul is ready to make his next move until he is ambushed by Deathstroke, who is a literal swordsman himself. And the two fight, and I think Ra's al Ghul is played by Giancarlo Esposito, so Moff Gideon, so that's cool. But he manages to take out Ra's al Ghul by exploding him, and most of his goons take out most of their ninjas. And I think what happens next is like Ra's al Ghul almost tries to resurrect himself, and even Damian fights Deathstroke, and he even takes out his eye. Brutal. This movie's brutal, by the way. It's PG-13, and I always wanted to see this movie when I saw it at the library, but I wasn't allowed at first. But now that I'm old enough, so now I can watch this movie. Anyway, Ra's al Ghul tries to go into the Lazarus pit. Damian even tries to help him, but Talia decides to just let him go. And he dies, succumbed to his wounds. And so now, Damian is now ready to meet his father, the Batman. So this Batman is played by Jason O'Mara. So I don't think he's my favorite Batman actor, but he's definitely a good voice actor for Batman in this modern world of DC. The best part of this movie is definitely the bond between Batman and Damian. Batman trying to raise his son right and trying to teach him from what's good and not right. And trying to teach him to not be his grandfather. He can be his own person. But once we do find out what led to Damian's birth. So apparently when Batman meets up with Talia after pursuing, I think, Killer Croc, Batman meets with Talia, and it's revealed that the reason why Damian was born and not raised with Batman was because she wanted him to be with the League of Assassins. But it's revealed that she spiked Batman's drink and the two made out. But I'm not going to say this word on YouTube, but you get the point. So Damian is born, and even compliments how he thought he was much taller than expected. But most of the movie is just Damian getting raised by Batman. He takes him to the mansion. He has him meet Alfred. He introduces him to the Batcave, but he's unsure about if Damian should tag along with him on his side. But he feels he has no other choice to have Damian by his side since he was raised by the League of Assassins and is already fully trained. He even told a story that he broke his arm when he was a baby, and he just climbed all the way back up to the mountain he was climbing. So that's something. But the Batman mainly tries to go about things normal. He tries to go to his Wayne Enterprises and try to handle it, but Damian takes over. And I do like the scene where the business people are wondering what's going on, and then Batman just closes the door and the two have their talk. But Damian does get babysat by I think Nightwing. I think that's in. Wait, no, my bad. He doesn't meet Nightwing until he decides to track one of Deathstroke's bodyguards. I think his name is Ubu. He was Ra's al Ghul's guard, but he actually confronts criminals. But of course, Damian decides to put on the Robin costume. Wait, he doesn't. I don't think he puts it on until the end. But he actually just puts on his ninja outfit. But he tries to take out some of the goons. But that's where he bumps into Nightwing. And we get their fight scene off screen for some reason. But other stuff that it's explored in this movie is Kurt Langstrom. We find out that he's involved with this plot, where it turns out Deathstroke actually wants to make his own League of Assassins. He wants to have a army of Man-Bats. And it's like a big detective chase for Batman. But he wants to hold Damian back because we obviously know why. But it's mainly it's just mainly just investigation for Batman. He even goes to Arkham Asylum to meet up with Jim Gordon, and we get a bunch of cool cameos. We get a Joker cameo, which was cool. I think we almost see Two-Face, which is cool. But this Batman's already established, but he tries to look for answers with Killer Croc, and I think he even rips his tail off, and that was neat. But the scene with Killer Croc earlier, that scene was pretty intense, where Batman fights Killer Croc, and he almost ate him. But it turns out they find a video where Deathstroke has kidnapped Talia al Ghul, and threatens to beat her up, and he's already beaten her. She's all bloodied up and locked in a cage. And so Batman tries to investigate more where Kurt Langstrom is, and Batman actually goes to a baseball stadium with Damian, where they find a group of Man-Bats, and the two all fight them. And it's very the Man-Bats look creepy, I'm not gonna lie. But I think what happens next is Batman and Damian do find Kurt Langstrom's wife and his daughter, and they actually give them the location of where Deathstroke is. And so Batman wants Damian to stay behind, but Damian decides to go anyway. And so he goes out, and he actually tries to fight Deathstroke because he feels he's ready. But there's also one of the better scenes in this movie is where Batman has a talk with Damian, where he says, "Have you ever felt vengeful?" And then Batman says, "Every day." So yeah, Batman always feels like he's all about justice. And he even tries to teach Damian that because of how violent he is. So the good mentorship Batman shows to Damian is what makes this movie strong, like I said. But Damian fights Deathstroke, and it's brutal. He actually stabs Damian through the arms, and it was like, ooh, I'm surprised this movie's PG-13, because these New 52 movies, they actually get away with a lot of violent scenes. I mean, there's some rated R movies in their line of movies, like Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, and Dark Apocalypse War, and Justice League Dark, but some of them are just randomly rated R just for the sake of it. Just for some small amount of blood scene. It's odd. It's a weird topic for another day, but I think Batman does come to his rescue with the help of Nightwing, and the two have their big battle at some giant warehouse where Deathstroke's gonna plot to kill Talia and the rest of the Bat family. The small Bat family, really. But I think they managed to rescue Talia. Mainly, it's just Batman who takes Talia to the Lazarus Pit, and he actually heals her. He even goes into with himself. But that's where he did reach up with Damian, and then I think Damian actually defeats Deathstroke, and he has a choice. Deathstroke orders Damian to just kill him. But Damian has a change of heart. He decides to not kill Deathstroke. And he brings him in for justice. And Batman is proud, of course. And the movie ends with Talia wanting Damian back, but Damian decides he's going to stay with the Batman, with his mentorship. And that is Son of Batman. So, sorry if I seem inconsistent when I was talking about the plot summary, but easily the best parts was, like, the animation style. I do like that New 52 style, like I said, with the Batman-Damian relationship. It was cool seeing Dick Grayson. We even saw the Robin costume, which was cool. But this is like an early start to the Batman Son trilogy. So I'd probably give this movie like a 7 out of 10. But yeah, I prefer other DC animated movies like Mask of the Phantasm, Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker. But yeah, this is the start of a decent trilogy that definitely needs to be talked about more, since a lot of people don't talk about the DC animated movies. But since they do go deep with the lore of DC. So maybe next year or in the future we can review Batman vs. Robin, which is the sequel to this movie, and then we can review Batman Bad Blood, and maybe some of the other New 52 movies, since I'd love to watch all of them. I've seen most of them, but yeah, not much else to say. Oh, and we also got a little small cameo of Kevin Conroy as Thomas Wayne, which was cool. We saw Bruce Wayne flashback, and he looked exactly like Damian, which was cool. But, yeah, rest in peace, Kevin. And we also got Stuart Allen as Damian Wayne Robin. I think his voice fits Damian perfect. Like, you just feel like it's Damian. Because I couldn't see anyone else playing Damian other than Stuart Allen. But, yeah, so that was definitely good. The voice cast is pretty good. But, anyway, thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys next time.